Next question, Jeff, where are you? Right there.
Yeah. I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for all you've done to your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it. I mean, thank you.
Easy, man.
5 months since I've made a wrestling video. Is there a reason? Maybe this video we're going to find out why. Welcome to Let's Talk About Wrestling, the video where I give kind of a wrestling rant and history lesson on wrestling. In this video, we're going to talk about AEW, TNA, WWE, CMLL, New Japan, and maybe if you're good, maybe if you stay through the whole video, I'll go ahead and put you onto some other wrestling brands too.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me.
Let's start with the easiest one first, WWE. I'm going to have to split it into two segments, the WWE part and the John Cena part. I think John Cena is big enough on his own to even get his own video, but I think honestly with how the retirement tour, we are going to understand why, and maybe if you follow along, you'll see why I didn't make a whole video for him. Let's start with WWE. If I remember correctly, I left you guys off with Cody Rhodes' lore, and I explained why it was important for him to win the title and finish the story and yada yada yada. Cody goes on and has a match with AJ Styles, which I'm going to be honest with you, Cody doesn't feel like he's going to lose the belt, so I feel like the story didn't have tension. Dude, this match just kind of came and went. This was the first match that mattered after Roman. So it's a tough sell, but it's AJ Styles, dude with the Bullet Club connections. You know what Bullet Club is, right?
Sir, I'm not sure they know what Bullet Club is.
No, it can't be. But with AJ and Cody's connections to the Bullet Club, I felt like this match should have gave me more of an impact. But you can ask the average WWE fan what Bullet Club is, and they can't tell you what a Bullet Club is. They're learning, to be fair. But I blame AJ's whack-ass intro for this feud, because I don't know why it just didn't hit the way it was supposed to because of that sometimes. Music matters, bro. Then we get to the fun part. He beefs with Logan Paul. Here's my thing with Logan Paul. I think it's incredibly easy to use your resources to get you where you want, but passion people. Passion for the sport always shines through. And I will never shy away from the fact that Logan has a decent in-ring ability, and he's alright on the mic. But at the end of the day, he's Logan Paul, dude. The dude from Vine, from YouTube, which, not to say that YouTubers can't be wrestlers. His content never got into wrestling until he started working with WWE, and of course he pushed his Prime partnership, and once he had a solid contract from WWE, he can push his Prime deal, became a partner, boom, now we see Prime all over the place. Look, it's right there, it's nuts. It's always the goal to make the most money with a brand, so I respect the game, I just hate the player in this case. I don't even remember their match. This is going to be a trend with Cody's matches coming up. Solo Sikoa after that? Yeah. The watered down bloodline was giving Cody Rhodes a run for his money around this time. I felt like, God, man, Cody's never gonna eat Samoan food again. Especially the way all the Tongas were beating this man's ass. Solo isn't for me. I think he's funny, but he's just not an intimidating force for me. I can't buy it.
Why don't you do me and all my family a fuck? Oh.
Kevin Owens is someone I got a lot of respect for. I will say this rivalry had a decent story behind it. This is where you start, kind of winning me over. I think the matches were great, and the latter one was especially one of my favorites. They did a crazy amount of spots in that match. Like the one where Cody put Kevin Owens through a ladder, I will never forget. Like that shit was awesome. It's probably one of my favorites in that feud. But then we get to WrestleMania. This is where Cody fights Cena. We're gonna circle back on that though. Let's talk about the rest of the landscape of WWE before we dive into that. So WWE is trying to be more inclusive, I guess, by having partnerships with TNA, AAA, and Noah. Remember these guys? These were the three companies I brought up before. And I made a heartfelt plea on how we needed to kill tribalism and unify. But for some reason, WWE still has beef with AEW, which I don't know why, but we're gonna get into that later. As for right now, TNA has added their roster to WWE and had people like Jordan Grace sign over to WWE and Joe Hendry as well, which is good for them. Really, both very solid pieces to TNA. So that's why I'm kind of critical on how WWE integrates them. Oh, by the way, I'm leaving NXT out of this because I don't watch that shit. There's a reason they weren't getting screen time in AEW. You think I'm gonna watch it now? No thanks. Moving on, AAA. AAA is letting Dom take the belt off of Vikingo, which for some reason, people hate Vikingo. People were booing Vikingo because I guess WWE made him their AAA champion. But then they're cheering for Dom, which became their AAA champion, who was also by WWE. I don't know. I don't know how this goes. Let's talk about Dom, though. Let's talk about Dom. Dom's story is pretty cool. He's the son of Rey Mysterio. There was a part of Rey and Eddie's feud where they had a weird love triangle. Gay! And Eddie was trying to tell Rey that, you know, Dom was his son. And I'm just going to say this first and foremost. Eddie is one of the best to ever do it. Really need to let that man rest in peace. My God. Because Dom is exact 3D printed version of Eddie Guerrero. Which goes back to that storyline, and they just keep beating a dead horse with this thing. And the dead horse being Eddie. I don't know. I never said WWE respected their dead. I mean, just Google Owen Hart. Back to Dom. I just feel like he's grown a lot with his moveset, but I'd love if his moveset wasn't Eddie's. It's like watching someone in the indies do a love letter to their favorite wrestler, but it's all of his matches. His matches aren't even that great. I can't even fault him. He's growing into the business and learning. But I really want to see more than just a boo gimmick. Give me some moonsaults and a top rope that isn't the frog splash, and you win me over, my guy. Just keep the 619 though. Keep the 619. Rhea and Liv fought over him. Liv's back with him. You know, she won the beef. They're doing a lot of stuff with that. And then Rhea has just teamed up with Io, and now she's going to fight Asuka. And she was leading the ladies in the ladies war game match. I didn't watch it. LA Knight is in mid-card purgatory. They're going to push this guy around February or January or March. Just mark this video down and remember when I said this. But damn, they have given him the short end of the stick. Jey Uso.
No yields.
Look, I'm a Cena fan, so I'm all about colorful gimmicks with simple punchlines. But Yi ain't it, man. Jey Uso had a great run as a singles beforehand, but they rode that to the sun. And I think we got too close. I'm not a fan of any of his work. I don't want to get into any of his matches because they're just horrible. He beat Gunther once, which pisses me off. And he beat Cena in the Royal Rumble. The dude is a better tag wrestler for sure. CM Punk. Man, this is where things get weird. Last time we talked, I wasn't a huge fan of him at all. I hated him, and that I will be honest about that. But now seeing his work in WWE, I honestly can say that it's made me such a bigger fan of his work at AEW and the work prior. I'm glad he's finally champ. WWE has been hoeing this man for a minute. Him and AJ, they got their bag. You can tell he's happy. I really have to give Punk his flowers though. His body of work is awesome. I'll definitely be watching more CM Punk matches and cheer him on. So there's some positives there. Damian Priest, he's Boricua. That's the only cool thing about him. Ilya Dragunov was the United States champion by the time I've made this video. He has been having bigger matches. Bro, guy's body of work is amazing. I watched him in NXT back in the day, and I've watched some of his stuff in WWE. He's just been a phenomenal beast. He's definitely someone I will love to see in the future for sure. Speaking of the future, Javon Evans. Javon Evans is someone I want to give flowers to as well. Dude is solid. He has an incredibly bright future. The kid is incredibly young, and he's able to do all of these high fly risk moves and able to get the spots really down and able to kind of cut promos that are like youthful but still not corny, which that's what I can appreciate about Javon Evans. So Javon, if you're watching this,
hey, I just want to say I appreciate y'all.
Seth Rollins was definitely cooking when he wasn't hurt. I gotta give it up to that man. He is incredible, and the work that he did with CM Punk is top tier. It's just so good. The CM Punk and Seth feud, it was one of the best things that WWE had going for it. They were able to make matches feel very real. The promos were crazy, and the screw jobs for each other were awesome. I wish I could have seen what the Vision had in store with Seth not getting hurt, but it is what it is. Austin Theory is the masked man now. Drew is the most mid superstar out there. That dude is booked so fucking terribly, and I genuinely think he's never gonna come out on top on a feud. He's about to fight Cody Rhodes, so let's see how that goes. Decent on the mic, never pushed and made it feel like a real threat. Where the fuck is Randy Orton in WWE? Why is he with Speed right now? Roman's cool when he wants to show up for work. Here's my favorite part of the video. We gotta talk about Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, I will always give praise. I think she is awesome in everything she does. She is someone who is funny, entertaining, not afraid to do crazy spots. I really appreciate Chelsea Green. She had a match with Penta back in the day in Lucha Underground, which is top tier. Speaking of Penta, he should be pushed to the moon. That slow crap don't work for me, brother. He is one of the best in WWE right now. I know he's hurt, but he needs to be in those top matches ASAP. Trust me, he's athletic as hell. He's over with the crowds. His entrance is hard. Settle. Yeah. It's awesome. It's over. His masks sold out. Like, that was one of the coolest things ever. Regardless of how I feel about him leaving AEW, I love Penta. Penta can do what he wants, kick ass, just put the belt on the man. And reunite him with Ray. Why are we doing the slow crap? Why is Ray all over the cross the board? Ray didn't even have one match with his brother before we can, what's going on? Triple H, Hunter, Hurst, Hemsley, Paul, Levis.
Play the game. Time to play the game.
We need to talk, brother. We need to have a conversation about you as a booker. Booker to book. What the fuck have you been cooking, man?
It's rare that people
I'm gonna sue the WWE.
If you guys don't know who Paul is or Triple H is, let me give you a little history lesson. Triple H was a wrestler, married Vince's daughter, and he got daddy's job. Since then, WWE has been sold to TKO and Saudi Arabia. Let's just say you can tell that the quality's changed. Like, why did we move Cena's last match from Boston to Washington? Granted, in booking retrospect, if you would have made Cena lose in Boston, they would have burned that place to the ground. I think it's time to talk about him. The never seen 17, John Cena. I've talked a lot about Cena being my favorite wrestler. I've talked a lot about the impact he's had in my life, so first and foremost, thank you. Thank you, John Cena, for being a part of my life without even knowing it. Seeing how many people were impacted as well was huge for me. It built like a space of like-minded people to get together and just love wrestling together. Thank you, Cena. Last time we talked about Cena, he announced his retirement and then went heel. The moment that broke the internet for WWE. I wanted to make a video about it, but in my opinion, I needed to see how the heel turned and watch everything unfold and then give my thought. It was awful. I'm so upset we couldn't give Cena the belt when he's a babyface, but we could give it to him as a heel. Fuck the Grand Slam thing. We just had to get The Rock involved, which the dude came back, bit them in the ass. Because that's when The Rock backed out of the storyline. Travis didn't want to go through wrestling camp anymore, so that fucked up their partnership. I don't understand why Cena had to turn heel to win the belt. I think it would have been better if we had a babyface versus babyface match, where we would have a Cody and a John Cena go at it at WrestleMania, and since it's his retirement tour, put Cena over. Have Cody get him back after retirement tour or after he finished the street fight. Cena's retirement tour felt really mismanaged. The pay-per-views were not good. It was so bad they had to change him to a babyface because no matter what he did, they were cheering him on. And just when they brought him back, Brock. What the fuck? He lost to him too. We got a match with Randy, which the match was okay, but the finish was just absolutely terrible. Did we really have to get R-Truth involved? I feel like the finish really screwed the entire pull of that match because that's all everyone talks about. Honestly, Cena could have paid Randy back for the time that he slapped the ref and just give us that back. But WWE feels like they don't even watch their own product. The Cena tour just left so much to be desired. I really do love the Cena versus Cody match. I think that was my favorite match on the tour. I felt like he really did go all out in that match. One of my favorite moments is when he comes out with Cody Rhodes over his arms. Like that's like the coolest thing. That's gonna be living in my head forever. But with every good match, there comes a really bad match. Logan versus Cena. Logan versus Cena was such a huge waste of time. I mean, of course I'm gonna suggest a huge list of matches that you could have had before this. Cena had selected those dates to wrestle. Those dates were made to show him off in this retirement tour. Are we really gonna talk about the time John Cena fought Logan Paul? I don't think so. He not only took up a retirement match once, not twice, but 3 times.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7,
This is super unforgivable. Cena and CM Punk could have had another match. I just hate that we didn't run it back more. That's someone that does deserve more matches with Cena. We did get him at Elimination Chamber and they had a very sweet exchange that even to this day I hold to my heart. And he did get him eliminated, which makes that hit a little bit harder for me. That's really my only gripe with the CM Punk versus Cena feud. So if we look back, we have 2 matches with Ron Killing / R-Truth, 3 Logan Paul matches, 1 random loss to Brock Lesnar, and we're gonna wrap it up with Dom and Gunther. Gunther to me has always been a great wrestler. I'm not mad about him getting the heat personally. I just think the match had a poor finish, but I do respect Gunther. Dom dropped the belt to Cena, making him Grand Slam champion on a random Monday, which honestly felt nice. Felt like old WWE that rewarded you for watching week to week. At the end of the day, the retirement tour was a disaster. The way I would have booked it would have been easier, and I'm sure people would have liked it better. I would have had him win at the Royal Rumble first and not push Jey Uso. I think that was the first mistake. I would have set up Cody versus Cena and make it like a passing of the torch match at WrestleMania, which could be like The Rock beating Cena the first time, you know, catching my drift. Don't let Cena worry about Elimination Chamber at all. Let CM Punk win that. Same WrestleMania night. You get Cena as champ, you get Punk as champ. You move forward with the Cena versus Randy match, but you would make Randy the heel and make him turn at the end of Backlash, which would set up another match for them. Or you can get AJ on there in the next in line situation and maybe have Randy try to pry into it. And then you get a rematch and then you pivot it over to Punk for a champion versus champion match. It could have put a lot of eyes on the product. Having the 2 top guys bring in money for one last time at the highest point, in my opinion too. You could have Cena win. Yes, I'm booking a Super Cena run. Shut the fuck up. I'm booking. You really make him unstoppable. Then I would book him versus The Rock. And I know, ooh, The Rock, it is what it is. But if they were on the same page, you know that would have cooked, and we all wanted to see who would break the tie between Rock and Cena. That, or I'd raise you a match with Roman. And then I would set up a rematch where Punk wins the belt back. And Cody fights Cena, and maybe he wins the belt back, leaving the sad feeling all the way to the end that he has nothing to fight for until boom. On this day, I see clearly, everything is come to. Adam Copeland shows up, or Edge, but make him show up as his final match, hinting a new era for collaboration, saying goodbye to the old ways, and then do the right thing. I think we can all agree this was a lot better than what we got. Even if you wanted him as a heel, just keep those matches with the storyline, let him walk out with the belt, like he said he was going to do from the jump. Book it the same way, but end it with LA Knight beating Cena. Regardless, it's still better booking than Triple H on ChatGPT. I promise. It's all there because I know I'm preaching to the choir right now. As you're screaming back at your TVs or your computers or your phones, I know what you're watching. And you're suggesting the Cena matches you would have booked. We all deserve better. Cena deserved better. I watched his Chris Van Fleet interview and I heard what he had to say about his retirement tour. And with all due respect, man, I get what you're coming from. It sounds like an opinion that didn't even believe his own hype around him. This man thought Brock was the best over him. Think about that. Let that sink in for y'all. A lot of you people want to take the heat off of Triple H.
Shut the fuck up. Because you're booing Triple H because you think you know shit and you don't know shit. You don't work there. You weren't backstage, you weren't sitting at the table. You're allowed to have your opinion until somebody responds to you and tells you that you're full of shit. Because some of you are not told to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Wait, what? What happened?
I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
And put it on Cena for saying that's what he wanted. He's talent first and foremost. He will work well with the company and give the company what they asked for, and he's been very public about it. Triple H has been very public about booking being him.
Come on. I'm actually mildly disappointed. I thought it would be so much louder.
Enjoying the show? I expected more heat than this. He knows what he's doing. And I don't know what it is, but I don't really care for it. We have to agree that WWE has become a bad product.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
It's too reliant on his fans coming back and buying expensive ticket or buying expensive merch that's not even close to quality.
What is that? Oh shit, what is?
They want your money, not you, man. Just think about that next time you sit down and give WWE your time, because that shit's not free either. Let's talk about one last match before I move on. I know Cena was on his last legs, but I feel like we could have booked this better. We booked it as if he would come back, but then he just gave up. Shout out Shayna Baszler. Yes, it got people talking, but now we're back to, is bad publicity good publicity because we're talking? Like the heel turn. We were talking then. I think we're all talking different now and we changed our tune. I think this retirement tour has universally been disliked. I think we all could agree Cena didn't need to win this last match, but he didn't need to give up either. It was hard to sit through it. Once it was over, it kind of just glossed over me. And that my expectations for WWE are just way too high. Was it me? But then I look across the river and then I see this beautiful company that's defying expectations, that has me constantly at the edge of my seat with their booking, that you can maybe call like 30% of the time. I'm talking about AEW. AEW has legitimately reignited my love for wrestling, and it's held it for so long. The storylines are top tier, the wrestling is the main focus, and it gives a lot of love letters to the past, but also pushing new envelopes for new styles as well. They're not afraid of body types to back to be champions, which I can appreciate a lot, which I feel like wrestling as a whole we need to talk about. There's a lot of men, women that just get scrutinized for how they look on a show, which they're just being who they are. These are performers. These are real people. These are not products that we're like just scrutinizing for not being perfect. These are real people. I love how AEW just pushes everybody, no matter what they look like. There's no molds to fit in. You just be yourself. That's why I love this promotion. A lot of people fell from it. It's because of reasons, and I'm going to call them out in this video and tell them why they were wrong or why they were watching with their eyes shut. One of the ones that I've heard, they're not any big guys that are big threats. Bobby, Joseph, Bartholomew, Lashley, Brody King, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Cage, Wardlow, all share the same crib, man. There's even more. I'm just literally letting you know. My favorite wrestlers hurt, and there's nobody interesting to follow. Bro, AEW is week to week. AEW rewards a number of people who are superstars to get their screen time, while also pushing new characters, or who they can follow to the moon and back. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, Juice Robinson. The list goes on and on, and you're just being disrespectful if you don't watch other characters work. That's how I became a fan of these guys. I get excited where they go week to week. The Death Riders made me stop watching. That's one of the biggest ones that I've heard a lot. I've seen ignorant fans that don't like AEW and have under no merit at all with AEW knowledge tell me that AEW has no storytelling. The Death Riders were on the most dominant run ever. They created essentially their own bloodline and made us go through a year of it. But what was that for though? It's like they weren't building up a new hero to stop these guys, right? It's not like Hangman was on a dark path looking for redemption and this was it, right? What bothers me is that Tony cooked the whole time, and I can tell you guys don't like seasoning because he didn't wait for it to get good. He made us all fall in love with Hangman again. He made us all fall in love with Hangman again. Cowboy shit. He was out of the main event scene for a minute, and he was back larger than life. I went to AEW All in Texas. I was there to see the end of the reign of terror that was called the Death Riders. I never rooted for anyone harder in my life to win a match. And the match was amazing. It gave me straight chills. You couldn't call it down the middle. You didn't know how it was gonna go. I'll never use a fork again. AEW's been on it from the jump, man. I welcome all the new fans and content creators that are catching on, but I'm asking you to leave that WWE knowledge when you come over. Just have fun. There's a rise now. Now it's cool to like AEW. Now Tony's a good booker and wins Booker of the Year for 2025. All of a sudden the small shows aren't small anymore. Now the ratings are changing. Like, it's time. Come to the water. It's nuts. AEW is everything you would want in one roof. There's a lot of people and moments I just want to talk about in AEW. Kenny Omega being one of them. Kenny hasn't been on a tear lately. But his storyline is super interesting nonetheless. He just got back from a dermatitis injury. His tummy hurt. I actually got to see Kenny wrestle in person the first time this year. And it was against Okada at All in Texas. And the match was just amazing. Even if he feels like he's past his prime, he can still move. And they've done a lot of spots in that match were just unbelievable. And I understand the hype of Kenny and going to Kenny matches and seeing outside of TV what he does. And it's insane. He brings an energy to the arena. He did lose that match to Okada though. I promise you I'm okay. He's back now, and they were doing this angle where they were slowly pushing him with the Young Bucks again. They were like slowly pushing and hinting at the idea that the Elite were coming back together. The Elite is one of my favorite things in AEW. It includes Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, sometimes Hangman, which is very interesting to think about. I didn't get to see this group together a lot in 2019 days, but I did get to watch everything leading up to the Blood and Guts match, and I think that is like super amazing. You guys got to watch that Blood and Guts match. It's amazing. Kenny came out like Captain America. I just feel like their matches are incredible. The Elite always deliver on a match when it comes to just the Young Bucks, tag team wrestling, and goddamn, Nick Jackson's single run never happening is probably the worst thing in wrestling history ever. Because Nick is an amazing tag team wrestler. I never want him to get away from his brother, but not even like one singles run, you know, like not even a little bit, bro. Feel how you want about the Bucks. The Bucks are personally my favorite tag team of all time. I love the Hardys and give a lot of respect to them and understand that they get their influence from the Hardys. I just feel like they're a more athletic version of them, and they also have a great style. I mean, look at the kicks they put on, bro. Look at that. Shit's hard. What the hell was... Kenny feels like he's been fighting the Don Callis family like forever now. But to be fair, they're like bigger than they've ever been before. If you don't know Don Callis is like, he's like real life Lex Luthor to Kenny's Superman. The man is a glorified hater. I love it. His family is deep as hell. They added Andrade, which is that's another BS thing that WWE tried to get in the way of, because Andrade basically left WWE and showed up on AEW, and then for some reason wasn't able to show back up because WWE was like, no, you can't do that. And now, thank God to Rouge, thank God to Beast Mordos, I think, they were able to find a way to get this man back to perform in New Japan, so we might be seeing him in AEW very soon. But the dude made his debut, he attacked Kenny Omega. It was probably one of the big oh shit moments in AEW, and we need to run it. I need to see Andrade versus Kenny. It was a very sick moment. It was such a big fuck you to WWE. I love it. I understand why they're pissed. They're petty as hell for retaliating. That's all I'm saying. We did get this match with the Elite versus Okada, Takeshita, and Hechicero on a random Wednesday night. AEW Wednesday feels like a pay-per-view quality show, while their pay-per-view events still hit grander heights and still keep me guessing on what's gonna happen next. The match is so great, and I love how creative the Young Bucks are with Kenny. They're able to do a lot more spots with him, and there was a lot of things that like freaked me out. I saw Kenny do a super kick. I saw a one-winged angel that was modified for the Elite, so yeah. Give me more of this. And now they're rich. Now I can't wait to see what they do with that money now that they're not assholes.
I mean, I did a little bit of work after all. You'd think that maybe this might come in handy. Plus, y'all know Nick has a gambling problem. And Matt, he's an alcoholic. This could save these guys. This is for them. This isn't about me. This is for them.
Takeshita is also someone I've been watching for a while now, and is up there with Kenny, Swerve, and Will for me. All of his matches are top tier. I think his just recent match at Ring of Honor with Bandito was one of the best matches, if not match of the year. He's currently a part of the Don Callis family, but he gets to fly free and go to Japan and then compete, and has won their IWGP Championship, while also winning their G1 Climax. It's been amazing. That match with Zack Sabre Jr. is like literally the craziest match ever. Takeshita has had a crazy run in 2025, but he has some beef with Okada, and this has really been my #1 beef that I've been keeping an eye on for a minute, because these two do not like each other, and when it pops off, I am so ready. Takeshi's in-ring ability is amazing. Every match I see feels close to a 10 out of 10. He's young, he's dominant. I definitely see someone like Kenny passing the torch to Takeshita to carry on this kind of style of wrestling. Takeshi's have been dominant, and I hope he puts Okada down, because that's going to be a wild match. Swerve Strickland is someone I have on my top 10 wrestler list, and he's just been super dominant. He teamed up with Will against the Young Bucks in that match in All In, and that match probably is one of my favorite matches to go back and rewatch. That one I do think is worth watching, and I definitely think anybody that wants to get into wrestling, that's definitely the match that I would suggest now. He beat Will, he beat Hangman, he lost to Hangman, he beat Joe, but the dude is unstoppable. He came back, he changed his theme. The dude is crazy huge now. I think he's going to be running AEW for the years to come, and he's already like probably one of the biggest superstars they have in there. I am very scared to see what happens at World's End, because MJF just inserted himself into that match with Samoa Joe, Hangman, and Swerve, so we'll see how that goes. Whose house? Swerve's house! My brother Ospreay got hurt because he was carrying AEW on his poor back, and that man could not rest it on that kitchen. If you get that joke, I love you. Guys were out, and this man stepped up, and he could not have a bad match. Give me one bad Will Ospreay match. Never. You're full of shit, and you probably smell like cheese. Everything feels nuclear level when he steps into the ring. He can wrestle against anybody, a technician, a brawler, no matter what. He can complement anybody's style, and you can't have a bad match with them. It's the craziest thing to see. The spots he decides to call makes my head hurt, because like, just how? How do you do these things? His return will be soon, and I know it's going to shake up AEW and the current landscape, but get well soon, and I can't wait. Bandito, 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 bandito. Bandito is one of the hidden gems of AEW right now. He's an amazing high flyer, and he keeps the matches electric. Him and Brody King were making the tag division insanely competitive, and I didn't even think they would win against certain people that they won against, so honestly, kudos for keeping it entertaining and fun. Brody King's big style, bruiser, been able to go through everyone, just a big monster. And Bandito, just a very eloquent high flyer that can just flip around everyone. It's a cool team, and they got a really cool handshake. I think everybody can appreciate Brodito now. Adam Cole isn't back, and we're just here to hope for the best for him. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and it broke my heart when I got to hear him talk on All In about how he might have to walk away. I just want him to be happy first and foremost, and I want him to be healthy. But anyways, I always want to take a second to talk about my boy Adam Cole, baby.
AEW fans, it's Adam Cole. Now let me first and foremost start by saying thank you so much for your love and support over these past few months. Hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of me in 2026. In 2026.
Kyle Fletcher. Kyle is an amazing young talent paving his own way in AEW. He really feels like a threat in the ring now, and he has taken some of the craziest spots I've seen. I think Kyle is going to dominate. I know he's in this little love triangle with the Don Callis family as well, but I definitely see him becoming a proto-star of his own and just making everybody's life a living hell, so kudos to you, Kyle. Mark Briscoe has a special place in my heart. He's not the flashiest or the biggest or the fastest. Hell, he doesn't even have a tooth, but he will beat your ass, and he'll put on one hell of a match. I feel bad to say that I wasn't able to watch their early stuff with his brother, may he rest in peace, but honestly, everything that I watch now with Mark is amazing.
Why you bald? Why you asking a dumb question like that? Why you bald? Why you ugly?
Ricochet, good enough ahead of Steven. Ricochet. Oh, you fella.
Ricochet has done a lot of great things since he's came in AEW. Let's just talk about my boy Ricochet real quick. He just feels like a better star overall. You can tell that WWE didn't want to give him a chance to work on his promo skills, which we can all agree they were very lacking in the beginning, but I feel like he has definitely worked his way up to give a very good promo, and they all are just phenomenal. And his matches, his AEW matches, let's talk about him. He's one national champion. He's had beefs with Swerve, Will. He's fought almost every top guy there. He has his own group now. He's kind of a big deal, guys. We have to say it. Ricochet is a pretty big deal. The national championship is a no-brainer. Now he's going from promotion to promotion to basically show AEW what's up, and like giving guys like Starboy Charlie a chance to have a match for the national championship. The fact that we say Ricochet is dominant in the big 2-5 is pretty fucking cool. At All In, I got to pass him. I thanked him for being a badass, and all you could do was smile. So Ricochet, if you're seeing this, you're still bald. Darby Allin is someone I hope to see win a championship soon, or have at least 82 days where he's not injured. One or the other, man. Just give me one or the other. He's one of the wildest wrestlers out there. No matter how crazy the spot is, Darby finds a way to make it go crazier. And you always have to worry if this dude is even okay. He's creative, he's fun, it just feels good to watch him wrestle. And it feels good to see a guy like that running around AEW causing havoc to other guys that you wouldn't think you would get in matches with. The Hurt Syndicate, they're awesome as well. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, those guys are legends. They've always been so good, and that's what's crazy that WWE fumbled them as the Hurt Business, because clearly see what this could have been. Be it as it may, they're running free, they're running wild, they're running happy out in AEW. They're able to get a sick ass intro with West Side Gun, which I didn't think that would happen beforehand. We hurt people. We hurt people. It's catchy as hell. We love it. They've made the tag division super entertaining, and honestly, anytime they get in the ring, it's like they've never left their prime. They've had great matches with up-and-comers as well, like Speedball and Kevin Knight, and they dropped the belts to Brodito, which that was shocking, you know, but it really was the better call. They're a great group to watch, and I can't wait to watch more of the Hurt Syndicate. Cope and Christian, they have been amazing. That is a storyline that I need more of. I need more of the Cope and Christian storyline. Ever since Cope came to AEW, you wanted them to come together. You wanted Edge and Christian to, you know, team up and do the thing again. They did a really good job of teasing it through the way and giving us something now that's new but fun. And they got FTR involved, and they still have Christian being a dick, but Adam is like, you know, still helping him out reluctantly, but they're able to like get things going. And I really want to see more of it. FTR sucks. Fuck the Revival.
What up, Cody? What up, Adam? Fuck the Revival. Oh!
Fuck the Revival.
Cut.
I can't wait to see Cope and Christian get their hands on FTR again. MJF returned and he just reinserted himself into the main event scene. That's something I brought up earlier that we got to talk about more. The pop for this guy was insane. This guy always delivers some of the most impactful AEW promos that I've seen to date. He gets the people talking. But just as good as he is on the mic, he is no slouch in ring. He knows how to move and give us the best matches ever. The way he calls certain spots and moves and the way he takes certain things, old school wrestling is definitely in his nature. I'm excited to see this four-way, but I definitely think they're going to give MJF the belt back. Like, I think they're definitely trying to set that up again. Is that really a bad thing? We'll see. I don't know. I can't call Tony's booking half the time. One of the things that I love about AEW is that they do a Continental Classic, and it's one of the coolest things ever. It makes it feel like a sport. They get a bunch of wrestlers competing, so that way they can get a chance at a belt, and they have certain brackets, and nobody's allowed to be outside of the ring to interfere. It's like the best thing ever, and week to week you get little moments of these matches and sword cards, and they update and they let you know who's getting ahead, and it makes it feel like more real. Like, it's cool because you're trying to keep track of your guy and make sure he gets over, you know? And then you get matches that are like dream matches, and you don't have to explain the story, you know? You just kind of build up and you're like, there it is. It's really cool. I love the fact that AEW has went ahead and done that. Like, this is one of the coolest things they've done. Casino Gauntlet, you don't know who's coming out next, kind of like Royal Rumble, but you have a little bit of a twist on it. And the other battle royales they do. They keep everything fresh. They always add like a little bit of a spritz. Even their blood and guts match, like, it's War Games on crack, but way better. Like, you actually see people get hurt. AEW has just kept it really fresh and exciting to watch their product. The women of AEW have been phenomenal as well. Mercedes Moné had a 14 belt run. We're losing them as we speak, day to day.
2025 hasn't been good to me. Did I hear that correctly? Ultimo Moné, a global icon, PWI's #1 wrestler of the year, Sports Illustrated #1 wrestler of the year, and the greatest TBS champion of all time. 2025 hasn't been good to me, Lexi. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
But she's been on a crazy run, and she's been going to different promotions, collecting these belts in the first place, giving different people the spotlight that is probably well needed, and also like the TV time that people don't think about, you know? She's top 3 greatest women's wrestler of all time. I'm not gonna argue with you. You can argue with the wall. Her matches always stick with you and you feel emotionally involved as well. Willow and Harley Cameron just won the first women's tag championships, and that is like the craziest thing ever. And that high-key brought a tear in my eye. I love Willow's energy. She's tough. She can even wrestle men, which is kind of scary, but she's so powerful and so sweet. I wasn't a Harley fan when she first started showing up. I'm just gonna be real with you. I wasn't a Harley fan, but now, die hard. I love that girl. She grew on me. Her musical promos, her puppet promos, they're all great. They're silly. Toni Storm is one of the best female wrestlers out there. Her in-ring ability is phenomenal. Her theatrics are second to none. Her character work is something to dive deep on because it's just absurd. It's a lot, but she kicks ass. Techless group with Sky Blue has been very fun to watch as well. They have been dominant and entertaining in every match they've been a part of. I'm so happy Julia Hart's in a group again that can like feel dominant. The first ever women's blood and guts match happened, and it involved them. It's a match where you have 2 rings, a cage, and anything goes inside that cage. They did spots I never even came to think of. They went through a small part of the cage just to get to the outside. It was such a wonderful match, and if you haven't watched it, it's for my people who are not good with blood. Be warned, it's pretty bloody, it's pretty crazy. People who are sickos like me, have fun, man. That shit's really cool. Shout out Julia Hart, shout out Sky Blue, shout out all the girls, Willow, Harley, Mercedes, Chris Statlander. Speaking of Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter's been awesome. Let's move on. Chris Statlander has surprised the fuck out of me, honestly. She's beaten a lot of great women wrestlers and wasn't on my radar beforehand. She's been doing a great job as champion. The Death Riders. I don't think anyone feels comfort when the song comes on. It's a sense of dread that comes over you. You feel like you're about to get fucked up, and rightfully so. Maybe not rightfully so. The team has a badass named Marina Shafir, who's a psycho. I mean, look at this workout. What are we accomplishing here? But it's kind of hard, no, I'm not gonna lie. The bastard Pac, he's built like a tank, but he can soar in the sky with the best of them. Yuta sucks. They've got Daniel Garcia, who has been awesome as a heel. Putting him in the group has helped him out a lot. Not to say I don't miss the dancing, but I do see this giving him more wins and more attention in a better way. And it gives him more screen time to develop. He's just gotta chill on the snot rockets, man. Chill out, bro. That man averages 1 snot rocket a match. I promise you, if you watch a Daniel Garcia match, you'll know what I'm talking about. Claudio's a monster in the group. He's the undeniable leader when it comes to winning and just being ruthless. Claudio's a demon, man. He's been having matches. I would hate my life being spun around like that. The ways these guys will beat your ass, they will kill you. Look at Daniel Bryanson. Yeah, actually, let's look at Daniel Bryanson real quick. Dude had a phenomenal retirement run. Did he win at the end? They tried to kill him. They legit put a bag over this man's head and tried to kill him on live TV. Shit was wild. It worked though. They left their mark, and I'm happy with what the Death Riders have done to AEW so far. AEW pay-per-views have also been wild. From Wrestle Dream to Double or Nothing to Blood and Guts to All In to All Out, you'll get something entertaining. Retirement tours, they do that well too. Sting is the best example of how you do a retirement tour. Everything that man did was perfect. The man was 60 and he was still going through tables and taking super kicks.
Trained chickens, they shouldn't be in there getting battered around like this. Oh my God!
And he was going the distance with the Young Bucks. AEW has done so much for me. I feel like a kid reigniting his love for wrestling again when I do watch every week or pay-per-views or anything that's AEW related. They're on my comic books, they're on my TVs. Everyone feels larger than life. I go to these events and I still feel like I'm at home though. AEW has done a lot for wrestling as well. They've had partnerships with CMLL, which is cool to see because it led to an AEW pay-per-view that was in Mexico. A lot of luchadores were getting the spotlight that they deserved. Mystical, Mascara, you know what your name is, Hechicero, Persephone, and then letting guys from AEW show up. Like Claudio right now is dominating over at CMLL. It's good to see the game go global, outside of Japan and us and Saudi Arabia. CMLL has a lot of entertaining wrestlers, as well as a style that's really focused in high flying, which is incredible to watch. They're magicians when it comes to rope work. The way they bounce around is amazing. Pause.
What do you mean by that?
Ring of Honor has been awesome too, because they've been taking a lot of talent that needs screen time and putting them into a show, and I feel like Ring of Honor does need more love. Where Rampage was, bring Ring of Honor and just put Ring of Honor on those days so we can watch that, you know? I think Ring of Honor definitely needs to grow. AEW Dark made a return on YouTube as well, which was something nice. I would love to see AEW Dark come back, because then we get dark matches that we don't have to follow in stories that are just good, that we can watch on YouTube. Those are cool. TNA, I don't watch that shit. TNA used to be something. Nothing great, but it was definitely something. It just feels like they never left this level of mediocrity. They're currently bending over for WWE right now by sending all their top guys to be cannon fodder for NXT guys. And it's just hard to watch because you're telling me the best TNA guy that you have can't lace boots with an NXT dude, the place with Nick Nemeth, the Rascals, the Hardy Boys. Who else? Moose? Is he still there? Mustafa Ali. That's the only dude that I'll give love to in TNA. That guy is one of my favorite wrestlers, like around promotion. So I will watch a Mustafa Ali match. Him in TNA, it's tragic, but he does good work there, you know? There's just not a lot of great things going on in TNA. I really thought it was going somewhere, but anyone that says this is a legitimate number 2 company to WWE is blind and loves the shape of Triple H's bald head every morning when they wake up and feel miserable about themselves. This shit is not good, so maybe don't waste your time. New Japan is kind of wild, and I'm getting into it more hardcore, and I'm trying to get there on a week-to-week basis, but I'm just not there yet. They do have great wrestlers in that company, like Yoda Tsuji, I don't know if I said your name right, I'm sorry, who's the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champ, and is going to have a match with Takeshita soon for the belt, which, just walk with me real quick, give Takeshita all the belts, just make this shit happen. Tomohiro Ishii, who is the new Japan Strong Open Weight Champion. El Phantasmo, who's been really cooking recently, and I'm glad to have him back. He's their TV champion. And if you don't know Zack Sabre Jr., you don't know ball. He is one of the best technical wrestlers out there right now. There's no debate. This dude is amazing. The match that he had with Bryan was once in a lifetime, and I felt like it was crazy to watch the shit that they were doing. Constant playback value, definitely gritty. If you're not used to it, it's not high flying at all, but it's really cool. Finley are still bullet clubbing around in Japan. The legend Tanahashi has finally chosen his last opponent for his retirement match, and it turns out it's going to be Okada. These two have insane history, so to see this be the last match will be something worth watching, and I'm excited to see. Tanahashi can't move like he used to, but damn, it's going to be a real entertaining match with him and Okada. These are Japanese wrestling legends, and I respect their culture just the same way they respect us. I just can't wait to see how this shit goes down. Shota Umino is another wrestler I want to put you on to. There's just more to offer in the quality of wrestling. It's a really fast-paced, tough, strong style is what it's called. It's such a breath of fresh air. If you watch a lot of wrestling, it gives you a new style to keep an eye out for.
All right, there's more to talk about with AEW and New Japan since they want
want to drop more stuff while I'm editing this video, making this video insanely longer than it needed to be, but we're here for it. We're going to go ahead and talk about what happened in AEW's World End. So for starters, the first match that went off was Okada and Takeshita, and we talked about it earlier how I wanted these two to go at it for a minute, and the match did not disappoint. They were just beating the absolute shit out of each other. I really didn't know how to call it. Like, I knew Okada winning would work, but there was like a slither of hope that I thought Takeshita would pull it off, especially with how the match was going, because oh my god, he was just going off. So I feel like I understand why Okada won, especially when you see what happens later on in the night in New Japan. So overall, an amazing match, 10 out of 10. One of my favorite matches to round off 2025, which is crazy. Another thing that I wanted to point out was the only way Okada won was he took the screwdriver out of the turnbuckle, and I feel like that's going to play into something later. Next match, Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley. Now, Jon Moxley has been on an amazing tear as kind of like the babyface of the Death Riders, which is weird because we just went on a whole tangent about how he was a terrible person, but all of a sudden now the Continental Classic is what brought Jon Moxley back to being a babyface, which is kind of cool. Another aspect of storytelling where Jon just needed some competition, really, and that's all it ever was. And the state of AEW was changing, and I mean, seeing how everybody adapted to the change, it made him happy. And I think that's why this Continental Classic is important, and I think this match is important because it's basically him versus Kyle. Kyle, we all agreed, was next up in line and has had some amazing matches, including this one. And I just think you just see a bunch of ruthless spots, everything balls to the wall. These guys did not hold back, and honestly, Jon winning at the end was amazing. And who's to say the reason that he won was because that screwdriver wasn't in the turnbuckle. Again, amazing storytelling by Tony Khan, because how the hell do you write that better? The screwdriver that was used in the first match to take out Takeshita was the reason why Kyle loses this match. It's just beautiful storytelling, and I can see it growing into something bigger for the Don Callis family later on. He makes Kyle tap out, Jon wins, we're hyped. I think Kyle handled it like a bitch. Next match I wanted to talk about was FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang. Dude, I think honestly this was one of the most violent matches of the night. These guys honestly went everywhere, into the arena, outside the arena, not really, but they were just flipping around, beating each other's ass with trash cans. It was an amazing match. Now, I kind of had a feeling that Bang Bang Gang wouldn't win this one. Nonetheless, the match was still entertaining through and through, and Stokely had a very funny spot. I just really like this run that FTR is on right now because it seems like a borderline unstoppable heel tag team. And what made me really happy about this rivalry was the fact that the promos they had felt like the Bang Bang Gang were trying to win this. I really like this match. I think it's something you should definitely check out if you like tag team wrestling and a lot of violence, but FTR takes it home. Next, we got to talk about Mercedes Moné and the Babes of Wrath. We knew that the Babes of Wrath were something special, but now they're definitely showing off their strut. They take it to Mercedes, they take it to Athena. It was one of the matches I was glued to the TV for. I enjoyed all the spots that they were doing, and I was appreciative of watching Willow. I'm so happy that we're now going to start seeing Willow win. Next match was Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin, and what do you want? It's violent, it's bloody, it's amazing, it's awesome. Darby wins, thank God. And then we get a mixed nuts match, which is really cool. It's the Conglomeration versus the Death Riders. And they had men versus women, women versus men, dancer versus dancer. I just enjoy everything they gave us in this match. This is sports entertainment at its finest, but a lot of aggression. And I just really enjoyed all the spots they pulled off in this match. And I just really enjoyed the match. And I loved watching how the Death Riders and the Conglomerations have this like really bad beef against each other. And it carries over into AEW. But I'm super happy that we can kind of keep this rivalry going. At the end of the day, the good guys win and Conglomeration takes it. Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander. At the end of the day, I love Jamie Hayter, but I just think during this match, there was no way Chris Statlander was going to drop it. Not to say that the match wasn't believable, though. They went ahead and went out there and gave each other some hell. But Chris is on a dominant run, and I knew she was going to win this from the start, so I was really happy to kind of see it through. I think Jamie does have time right now, but they're doing something with Chris, which is cool. It's unconventional, and it's not the person that you think would win, so that's what makes it even better. She's killing it as the champion, and I honestly want to see how many more women she goes through. Okada versus Mox. Whew, this one, guys. This one really takes the cake, and it was borderline match of the night. Two legends going at it where it matters most. And to be honest with you, did we all think that Moxley was going to beat Okada? No. I think at this point we were really thinking that Okada was going to win, but Moxley is this very, very vicious dude that doesn't play by the rules. So why not? You know, it was a great match. I felt really happy to see Mox win and beat Okada. It was something that was very unexpected, but I really like what AEW is trying to cook for John and everybody else. See, outside of the Don Callis family, John working on himself with the Death Riders, and who knows, maybe the Death Riders won't like the fact that he's a babyface. We'll have to see. Main event time. Hangman, Swerve, Samoa Joe, and MJF. Arguably the most star-studded match of the night. Did it disappoint? Hell no. These guys gave each other some shit. At the end of the day, my prediction of MJF winning this kind of came through. There was a lot of things that we got to see. We got to see Swerve and Hangman go at it again. Samoa Joe get his butt kicked. MJF get thrown around like a child. He threw his balls at Swerve for some reason. He hit Swerve in the face with his balls. I don't know if I like that. The match was insane. I enjoyed all the close spots that we got and all the craziness that we got with all the guys. I had a feeling that MJF was gonna win, so when it happened, I wasn't really too surprised, but I like what we're setting up for the main event scene too, because it just feels like we lead into something special for the landscape of AEW. Now leading on to the next day, we go into AEW Dynamite. MJF was out there showing off the belt, the Triple B, getting everybody excited for the fact that he's back to being champion, when all of a sudden, Kenneth Omega decided to call him out and tell him that he's going to challenge him for the belt.
It made me feel like old Kenny Omega is approaching more the end of his career than he is the beginning. And I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling like I'm leaving a stone unturned. I hate that feeling of asking myself, what if? What if I could become champion again? What if you didn't beat me years ago to become the longest reigning AEW heavyweight champion of the world? What if you and I met in this ring as we were today? What would happen then? You see, I don't know. Because it wouldn't be MJF versus the Cleaner. It wouldn't be MJF versus the best bout machine. This isn't about a best bout. This is about winning. And this certainly isn't about MJF versus the belt collector. I'm not collecting belts. I'm only collecting one. And whether I get a shot next week, or whether I've got to scrape and claw my way to the front of the line to prove that I am worthy of a challenge, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me. So until next time, MJF, and everybody vying for that championship belt, I must bid you adieu. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bam!
Now, earlier in the video, I said he was not on a good streak. I lied. I was wrong. They heard me, and they did not like that. So Kenny's now back in the main event scene, and also maybe potentially making MJF's life a living hell to get this belt. But not only that, we got Hangman looking for the belt, Swerve looking for the belt, Samoa Joe looking for the belt. Set up a match where they're gonna go have a lights out match in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then in the rest of Dynamite, I'll just keep it short. The conglomeration lose to the Death Riders, and Willow beats Mercedes Moné. Willow, congratulations. I am so happy for you, and I'm so happy that we can finally give Willow Nightingale the belt and show her off as like the champion she is. Done a lot of amazing spots. I've talked a lot about Willow Nightingale before in videos, so let's give a good shout out to Willow Nightingale. Now that we got AEW out of the way, let's talk about New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom. New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom had a lot of matches. Am I gonna go over them all? Hell no. Let's go over the important ones I can take away from. The never openweight 6-tag champion was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I just want to talk about it real quick. It's too many people to really talk about, but Zack Sabre was in it and he won. So if that tells you anything, go check out that. Also, they had a El Phantasmo versus Chris Brooks where El Phantasmo won. There was a match that I really do want to take a second to talk about before we talk about Tanahashi. IWGP Women's and Strong Women's Double Championship match where Siri was taking on Saya Kamatani. I don't know any of these people in the match, but wow, I really was blown away by these two women. I really think they delivered a great match of the night. To me, outside of Tanahashi's nostalgic match, this match stood out to me in that night. And we also have that match with Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji. That was another match that I thought we had in the bag as a Takeshita fan, but I think we're 0 for 2 on predictions with Takeshita now, which I find that very concerning. Yota Tsuji, congratulations to you being the new IWGP World Heavyweight and Global Heavyweight Champion and bringing back that beautiful belt. United Empire and Bullet Club War Dogs went ahead and had a match. and one of the members of Bullet Club were in United Empire with Andrade. And this match was kind of crazy. Andrade literally said, fuck it, we ball. Went ahead and had the match of his life that night. They beat the Bullet Club, and apparently now Bullet Club is dissolved, so rest in peace Bullet Club. Tanahashi is basically Japanese John Cena, and I know there's a lot of videos talking about how that man is Japanese John Cena. Take it from me, he is. He is their Superman, he is everything they've done. And Okada is essentially like their Randy Orton. This match went on for 33 minutes and it gave us the best of the best. And I can't appreciate it more for a retirement match because it just felt like beat for beat, something special. I appreciate Tanahashi for all the years he's given his body to this. He is the ace. Picking Okada as the last person was very nostalgic, and it felt really cool because the match felt very important for the win, and just seeing Okada beat him, you know, at the end kind of hurt, but it wasn't like a Gunther gave up situation. It was the best man won that night. I really think it was amazing seeing all these people come out for Tanahashi, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, the Golden Lovers, Jay White, and even many more. You know, people are coming from other promotions just to say hi to this dude. That's how crazy and impactful this was. This was the retirement tour done right. Congratulations, New Japan, for an amazing pay-per-view. Content creators I would definitely follow that do wrestling content. To Portuguese. Now, in my first video, I definitely wasn't happy with the first video he dropped. But to be honest with you, after watching more of his videos and seeing where he comes from, I have to say sorry and honestly be a bigger man and just say, dude, I'm happy that you're into wrestling. I'm happy that you're into AEW. You've made some really good points, even the points I don't agree with. I really appreciate you for going to these events and getting people into it. Alex, I met at AEW All In, and it was funny because she looked confused as fuck at me when I told her I knew her from TikTok when she has a whole YouTube channel that talks about wrestling, so fuck me, dude. She was definitely really nice, sweet. Watch her wrestling content. It's all really good. Simon Miller is one of my favorite guys too, and I love watching his wrestling content as well, so please give him a shout out. And there's many more content creators that I really do appreciate that I'll pull up right now. Moving on to local promotions. Westside Gunn. Rapper and wrestling superfan has his own promotion called Fourth Rope. Has a mix of old WWE guys, some AEW guys, some guys straight from the indies, but a very good mix of talent. It's a sick promotion. I haven't gone to a show yet. When there's one close to me, I definitely will bring you guys around, and you know we're gonna get ready. We also have Kirk White's Big Time Wrestling promotion. Plenty of AEW guys show up there. Like right now, national champion Ricochet. Like I said earlier, he's going to be facing Starboy. Starboy Charlie is a very talented individual. I think he's very much up next. I want to see more of him in other promotions. He's done stuff in AEW. I think this match with Rick is going to get a lot of attention. They're bound to have some killer highlights because they're both very, very creative when it comes to wrestling. And they fly so high. So I can't wait to see what kind of high-flying catastrophes we see. We also have House of Glory that Andrade just showed up on. So like I said, very good show. GCW, Prestige are my go-tos if you want to see some indie wrestling as well. I also want to take time to give love to my local crew, United Wrestling Oklahoma. I've been to a few shows, they're really fun. I really recommend going to see Dale and Drake and all those guys, they're great. And I also have a friend named Ashton who's putting a lot of shows together. If you're down in Texas, definitely go support. I want to go see a show soon. We will definitely make it happen and bring you guys along. I always love to promote wrestling shows, and love you, Ashton. I think that's been my little rant with wrestling. It's been an addiction/love of mine since I was a kid. I was always bothered growing up when people would say it was fake and didn't let me enjoy it. But now that I can just really not give a shit and just love what I love, no matter what people say, I share my confidence to that person that knows about wrestling and everyone else around them, but then plays it down because they think it's weird. This is for you. And for the dudes that just love watching girl wrestling and not for wrestling purposes,
shame. 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 Shame! Shame! Shame!
I need you to back the fuck up. This isn't for you here. Back up, buddy. Go take a shower. You smell like cheese. For the person that cries when they see an amazing spot or hear an emotional promo that just hit them right in the cojones. I don't know where I was going with that. This is for you. For the people that love to be united and love including people in wrestling culture, this is for you. And for you that want to dream and try, this is for you. I want to try. Eventually, I want to go to a camp and I want to take you guys with me. That is like the goal for this channel. We'll try this shit out together. Until then, never give up like my boy John Cena. And Hunter, you're the biggest fan. Peace out. Wait, also I want to save you some anxiety and let you know when the next wrestling video is going to come out. It's going to be soon because we just got tickets for AEW in January. We're gonna go to Tulsa, Oklahoma to see them. I am excited. I don't know what is in store, but we will definitely share these experiences. We will have another vlog session, and I'm excited to bring you guys along. Who knows what's gonna happen, but you guys will be with me. So Get ready for that. I love you guys. Take care.